What's up, guys? Agent Black here, and I want to talk about the parallels between what the mindset that we're seeing in the westernized women and ancient scripture. Let's put it that way. Now, one of the one of the most common tropes is that whole "I'm an independent woman that don't need no man," you know. And I was thinking about that, and I was noticing how that resembles a mindset of, in biblical terms, Lucifer, right? Which usually I thought I would see Lucifer as a male, but the mindset seems very modern feminist type. Think of it this way: I'm an independent angel that don't need no God. And he took a third of heaven's host with him. You know, but it was so weird, man. It's like that mindset doesn't sound like a guy though. It sounds like the modern feminist woman, like the modern masculinized woman. She has all these the masculine attributes. She's basically trying to be a guy. But then on the other hand, you also have the feminized men, the feminized man. The feminine man is like, dude, what happened here? We have masculine women and feminine men. Something's off. Obviously, and the data shows it, man. Like the most unhappy type of person in the United States is a 40-year-old single woman that makes over $100,000 a year. She's miserable. Why? So to me, it's like it goes deep, man. So for example, say for a guy, if he wants to, if he makes it to the point of where he does make over $100,000 a year, and he's in shape and he's smart, and whatever, and basically he has options. The dude has options, and he will exercise those options. So he gets with a woman, and he's like, "Yo, I want you to, be loyal." Like, he might not even say, he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna stay with this bitch if she ain't loyal." If she's not loyal, she's not faithful, if she's not giving only me, like being sexual with only me, I'm not gonna waste my time with her. He might not even tell her, but most men like that, I'm gonna go as far as to say that all men want a woman that won't go around fucking other guys. All men are like that. I haven't met a guy that's okay. Maybe swingers, maybe, but that's the exception to the rule. And then the exception just proves the rule. Now, the problem comes when now you have a woman who's his economic equal. I'm not saying equal across the board because that shit doesn't exist. I'm saying economically speaking, monetarily, financially speaking, she is his equal. Say for example, oh well, I make $100,000 a year too. I don't have to listen to your shit. I don't have to do what you tell me. So I can go around fucking another guy too. I could go around fuck other guys too. And that reminds me of how the devil convinced Eve to eat the fruit of knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? Basically saying he's like, oh, he doesn't want you to eat this fruit because then you'll be just like him. Like, hey, I want to be like him. Why? Like, why can't I eat this fruit? Why can't I do that? Why can't I do this? I'm strong, independent. Well, how? And then what happened? You got get kicked out of paradise. Now you got women that are all unhappy and shit. And maybe that's a fable, maybe that's a story, but I can see the similarities in the mindset. So that, and people can say, "Oh yeah, thousands of year old book. That shit doesn't apply to today's day and age." Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's kind of a good argument, except for the fact that it's not the only book that suggests those kinds of things. That establishes the way things work best between a man and a woman. And this is just not Christianity, man. This is like all across the world, man. Uh, and they're thousands of years old, yeah, but why do they still exist? Why are they still so popular today? There's a reason for that. This whole modernized feminist movement, the masculinized woman, the strong, independent, highly opinionated woman. That shit didn't start until what, just a few decades ago, man. It's like an experiment that went horribly wrong. You know, it fucked things up, man. And now because of social media, now all even the most basic bitch has like attention from so many fucking guys that it makes her head so big. She's like, oh, I can get whatever man I want. You know, I don't have to settle or whatever. So she thinks she can get that top tier guy, but like that top tier guy don't want a fucking hoe. You know, he don't want a fucking hoe, man. There's a reason why there's guys around the world that are willing to blow themselves up for the possibility of 72 virgins. And that's just a possibility, man. Like, that's fucking crazy. Nobody's blowing themselves up for like one virgin guy. You know, nobody's like going crazy over like, oh, that guy's a virgin. You know, I'll do fucking whatever, you know? So a woman's like body count is important to a guy, dude. It fucking is, man. It really is. Because the higher the body count for a woman, the greater the chances of this man being embarrassed by other men being around and be like, oh yeah, it hit that too, you know? I fucked her too. I did this, and that with her. Oh man, she's like this, like that. Fucking would suck. So yeah, that shit's important, man. However, if there's a guy that sleeps with a lot of women, women find him even more attractive. They're like, oh, that guy, like, he's obviously of value. You know, he obviously has some kind of value. What is it? What is it about him that women like? Why is he so attractive to women? I want to find out. You know, they have no problem. They don't give a fuck. Like, as a matter of fact, a lot of women, yeah, maybe even all the women, like a man that has had sex with a bunch of women, because that just gives him a lot more experience, and then he knows what to do and how to do it, sexually speaking. And, you know, if he knows how to do it sexually, chances are he knows how to lead you in every direction, in every area of life, you know. But this isn't for the women that are like, oh, I don't need no man to lead me. I can blah blah blah, get my own money, get my own bag or whatever. I don't fucking need him telling me what to do. Fine, go on about your business, man. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. So, so it, the women are losing, man. The women are losing here, and this isn't a women against men thing. It's just that like men are the only ones benefiting from this, because now the women don't care about their chastity. They don't care about you know, valuing their sexuality. They don't value their sexual chastity. They don't value their pussy, man. They don't value it. They don't conserve their value, you know? And the less they conserve it, the less valuable they are to a top tier guy. Obviously, like you got your average Joe Schmoes, the average guys, which is nothing wrong with being fucking average either. They're the backbone of the fucking planet, I would say, you know, hard workers. The thing is that they're getting the crumbs, they're getting the leftovers. They're getting leftovers, and that's fucked up, man. It's like, yo, so you want me to put a ring on that, settle down with you, listen to your fucking opinions and complaints and shit. This whole fucking, oh, you're nagging after you've been ran through, you know? Like, I got what's left over, you know, and that's important. That's important because even scientifically speaking, it's been shown that the more men a woman sleeps with, the harder it's going to be for her to be able to bond with her significant other. You know, the harder it's going to be for that bond to take place. Now, that's why like women get shamed or like or whatever for being a hoe or a slut. You know, nobody wants to marry a hooker or a porn star unless, you know, maybe it's like a guy that really doesn't give a fuck. You know, those are like rare, few and far between. Um, but yeah, man, it's tough out here for men and women. So for women, I'd be like, man, y'all better like start being more feminine because there's power in that shit. Just like for men, there's power in being masculine. But the more masculine a woman is, yeah, maybe she'll succeed. Maybe she's successful in her business or whatever. But the things that make her successful in her business or in her career are all masculine traits. So now you have like a masculine woman that wants a masculine guy, but the masculine guy is gonna be repelled by that masculine energy. You know, he's gonna like, oh, what the fuck, you're acting like a guy, man. There's gonna be a lot of butting of heads, you know, and no guy wants to come home to a woman that wants to compete with him too, you know. that's giving him a hard time. No, bro, that shit ain't gonna work. So I mean, the only way that'll work is if the guy is like extremely feminine. But chances are, like that woman's not gonna want a feminine dude, man. She's gonna want a man stronger than her, right? But man, I think that's just so dumb, dude. Like, why are you trying to be like a guy? Why are you trying to be like a guy? It's the same shit. If a guy goes up to a girl acting all feminine and shit, like super friendly, super like, hey, like very feminine. What there's nothing wrong with being feminine. I just want to make that clear. It only hinders a man's ability to find a suitable partner. That's what happens when a man acts behaves in a feminine manner. And I'm not saying a guy's a piece of shit for doing so. Like a lot of conditioning has to have taken place for that guy to even behave in that manner. It could be their fatherless home or societal upbringing or his education or a combination of a lot of things, man. Maybe he got the masculinity shamed out of him. And that's happened too. There's been a lot of reported cases to where a lot of gay men come out the closet again as straight. It's like, I thought I was gay, but that was only because like all these traumatic experiences in my childhood or whatever, or maybe social conditioning too. So I'm not saying that's the case for all gay men. There's nothing wrong with gay men either, dude. To each his own. This is a beautiful fucking planet we live on, country to where you're free to explore all these possibilities. I'm just saying, like, for women, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. It's like, why? Why should you be like a guy? Are you happy being like a guy? Maybe you're strong, independent. Maybe you don't need a man, but are you happy? Does that shit make you happy? Are you happy being strong, independent? Aggressive? About your bag. Are you really happy? Maybe you are if you're younger, if you're like in your early 20s, but it's been shown time and time again, man. Eventually, you're gonna want to settle the fuck down, And when that time comes, you're gonna want a man that can do that, that can provide for you while you stay home and take care of the kids. But the thing is, those types of men don't want a headache to deal with when they come home from busting their ass. They don't want to come home to a nagging woman. They don't want to come home to like a one that's gonna give them a hard time. Is gonna be like competing with them. They don't want that. They go out there and experience that shit already. And if you're a fucking strong, independent woman that's already experiencing this, then you know how hard it is. You know how hard it is to be a man, kind of. Not fully, just in the whole career sense, in the whole being like going out and hunting, basically. Which in modern day is like getting the fucking money. Acquiring resources, establishing a strong network. Now, of course, like the women are not gonna know what it's like to be a man. They don't have it, even remotely the same amount of testosterone as a guy. They don't have a dick. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like a guy is never gonna know how to be a woman. He doesn't have a vagina. He doesn't have tits. He can't give birth to another human being. Like, why the fuck would you want to be a man if you're already creating life? Like, you're creating a human being from inside you, inside and out, man. Like, why do you want to be like a man? Why don't you find the value in that as it is already, man? Like, not all men are gonna go out like and try to fuck other women. Maybe a lot of them do that for a certain amount of time. They get all out of their system. But yeah, man. For men, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, do something different, man. Do something different. Don't let depression be a thing that's like, oh, it's a disease and I can't do nothing around it. No, that's bullshit. That's just fleeting, just like everything else. You only know depression because you've experienced the opposite, which is what? Joy, peace,